I can't. This is the worst I've ever felt. I've cleaned the mountain. Woo, woo, woo. I'm just pre-warning you now that this is probably the mardiest I've ever been, whether riding or not riding. I am so mardy, so I just want to pre-warn you before it starts. And so the background to this is me, Jay, Darius and Ben have all gone to Tenerife to go on a cycling holiday, and we've attempted to cycle Mount Tidy, I don't know how you say it, 40k, 2,500 meters to the top. So this is the first day. We arrived at around like midnight the night before, got up quite early the next morning and gave it a bit of a crack. So let's give this a little bit of context. I had cycled for a good few hours up this mountain, which like I said is like 40k long, constant climb, 2,500 meters, and it was hot. And I mean it was hot, hot, hot. And I was drinking what I thought was enough, blah, blah, blah. And I got to a point where I was just like, I can't carry on. I kept having to stop every couple of 100 yards, like literally having to stop. It wasn't even steep, but I was like, I can't go on. So I kept stopping. Jay was with me. I was like, Jay, I just can't. He's like, right, we're gonna go back down. So we turned around, went back down, and then I had to stop even on the way down. So I think we're about maybe 16 to 18k into it. So it's still a long way down. I was like, God, I need to stop. So that's where you see now. This is where we actually stopped. Is there a toilet? So I end up going to the toilet in the woods, which made me feel probably a little bit better, but still not great.
Where are you going now? You need to drink this stuff that Darius gave you. Which is the one that Darius gave you before? Right, you need to drink that now.
And Jay, bless him, was trying to look after me. He's just like, you need to drink more. And I'm like, no, I can't drink anymore. Because basically, Darius, the guy that we're riding with, had these like salt tablets, and they're kind of fizzy. And he'd let me have a drink of that, and it made me, I think it was that made me feel a little bit sick. Well, apparently it's not. Apparently I was dehydrated, but then this is then what happened.
Got all the symptoms of dehydration.
I want to get home.
We're gonna just roll down the hill. We're gonna stop off. We're gonna get some Coke. And we're gonna drink some Coke.
Do you think I'm gonna vomit? And can I just say, I had no idea that the GoPro was still recording at this point. I'd recorded some of the descent because I was like, oh, it'd be quite pretty to get some of the descent because it was just such a nice day. And then I didn't realise it was on, and then I put my bike on the floor so I could lay down, and I didn't realise until the very end of this clip, you'll see me realise that the GoPro was on, and I'm just like, oh, for God's sake, so I ended up turning it off. But I don't think I could have actually lined this shot up better if I had tried.
Any more food in your bag?
Jay, just get me a taxi, please.
How am I supposed to get you a taxi? We're on a fucking volcano. Where am I going to find you a taxi?
Call one.
From where? Exactly. What?
Jay, I can't.
Right, well you'll have to sit here and I'll cycle back and get the car back for you.
I can't. This is the worst I've ever felt. Jay, I feel awful.
I know you do. It's because you won't drink that salt.
I've drank it.
What happened?
I can't cycle back down. This is the worst I've ever felt. And when Darius, Jay and Ben, when we watched that clip that night, because I was like, oh my God, I filmed this. It's just ridiculous. I have been ribbed ever since because like that. If I've said like one day, oh, it's hot in it, they're like, oh, is it the worst you've ever felt? So I have been ribbed a lot about it. So you can't make me feel worse in the comments, you can't, because I already feel like, oh my God, how dramatic. But at the time, I genuinely felt really, really ill. But then, dun, 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 the story, I'm not going to end the story in like a horrible ending, like sad ending. Me on the side of a road, side of a mountain in Tenerife. No, 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 I like a happy ending. So then was it 2 or 3 days later? Anyway, 3 days later or so, 2 days later we did it again, did it really steady to the top, got to the top, it was like, yeah, we're at the top, this is ace. And then on our last day, I was like, right, I'm gonna have a crack at the QOM. Did it, I had to do it in like under 4:43, out like 4 hours, 43 minutes, and I did it in 4 hours, 13 seconds, so I'm not like 43 minutes off like the previous Queen of the Mountain, and this is how I felt afterwards. So I've gone from like miserable, oh my God, like this mountain is killing me, to whoop whoop, Queen of the Mountain. You're not gonna be able to hear me, but who is the queen of this mountain? Me! Whoop whoop whoop! I am so excited. It was horrific. It was cold, it was raining. Oh, but I'm Queen of the Mountain! Woo woo woo! The moral of the story is dehydration. That is what it must have been. I must have just been dehydrated, and that is how severe it can make your body. It doesn't mean that I was like any less fit on the first day, I just wasn't dehydrated. So if this means anything, like if you've learned anything from this video, apart from that I can be really mardy when I don't feel very well, is you need to drink water, you need to stay hydrated, especially if you're riding in the heat. So I've definitely learned my lesson. Yeah, feeling pretty good about Queen of the Mountain. I'm not sure how long I'll have it, but do you know what? I am so proud of that, especially after that performance on the first day. So if you got any comments or questions, then leave them down below as always, and I will see you next video.